Welcome to episode 7 of the Pine Mountain Sessions at Home. This is Greg Abernathy, the director of Kentucky Natural Lands Trust. Thank you for tuning in. This time of year, we are reminded to be grateful, and at KNLT, our gratitude has always been for those who have joined our conservation movement. If you've donated, spread the word, or volunteered, you've helped make our conservation work possible. Together, we have protected over 50,000 acres of wildlands throughout the Commonwealth. Thanks to all of you for your belief in and support of our important conservation efforts. We hope you've enjoyed our Pine Mountain Sessions this year and that these exquisite artists have offered some solace through a year none of us expected. Stay tuned, we'll be back in 2021 with more episodes. Please help spread the word about KNLT and all the talented artists taking part in the series. Stay well, friends, and enjoy the show.
Hi, my name is Kim Conlee.
And I'm John Ferguson.
We participated in the KNLT retreat 4 years ago and went to Pine Mountain and had a wonderful time. We've been involved with the group since then, and we're really appreciative of being able to be a part of the evening, and we hope you enjoy this music.
It's
song was called Just the Same, and the next one we're going to play is called World to Save.
That's why we got along. I would have done the same thing, but I too would have been That's why we got along. I would have done the same thing, but I too would have been wrong. Distance makes the heart grow fonder, but it doesn't make relationships stronger. Commitment I thought you would keep. Remember what you sow, that's what you reap. You have a world to save. You have a name to make for yourself. I would have done the same thing.
This song is called Sophia, and we were able to perform this at the chapel at the Pine Mountain Settlement School 4 years ago when we were on a weekend retreat. This is a song from the band Big Fresh that we both play in. 2, 3, 4. Wisdom is my name, please hear my call. Come and eat my bread and drink my wine, and the days of your life shall be increased. I cry for the world, hear my call. I cry for the world, hear my call. I cry for the world, hear my call. I cry for the world, hear my call.
Thanks for having us tonight. We have one more song for you. It is called Gasoline. It's on an upcoming record called Indulgence from Frigid Kitty, which we both are in. I thought I could get away with what I wanted. At least I thought I'd try. What a mess I made in my desire. Now they're all breaking inside. So I'll throw gasoline on the fire. You light a match and then we'll retire. We watch it burn, 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 baby, burn. To be fair, there's two sides to every story. I wasn't the only one who lied. Remember when we did everything together? Then you went and hurt my pride. So I'll throw gasoline on the fire. You light a match and then we'll retire. We watch it burn, 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 baby, burn. Why'd you have to go and sing me that tune? How was I not gonna fall for you? You are true. So I'll throw gasoline on the fire. You light a match and then we'll retire and watch it burn, burn, burn.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm glad to be here once again to help support the Kentucky Natural Lands Trust, a worthy project. So I'm going to participate by reading you a little bit from my new novel, which is called Dear Anne. And Dear Anne is about a woman who is trying to imagine a different life for herself. She is looking back on her life 50 years later than 1967 or so, and wondering how her life might have been different. What if she had gone to California instead of upstate New York to graduate school? What if she had gone to Stanford University? She is now in 2017 on a cruise ship trying to imagine what this might have been like. She's at a state in her life where she is looking back. Being young again in the 60s, people always said, oh, to be young again, knowing what I know now. But what a blast it would be to start over in California. Wasn't California something of a dream by definition? She could reimagine her life, and Jimmy wouldn't be in it. Or it could have turned out differently with Jimmy. She wouldn't be in this nightmarish mirage on an alien sea. Well, imagining herself going to California in a place far from her upbringing in rural Kentucky, and she had arranged to rent an apartment from a woman in a white wood frame house with a dark Victorian interior. From the landlady's hallway, Anne glimpsed fringed lamps and velvet drapes with incongruous arrangements of artificial flowers crowding the front room. A stale odor of cigarette ashes and bacon with an overlay of Evening in Paris perfume assaulted her. The landlady, in exaggerated lipstick and a lace shawl, was sullen and curt. Anne rented an upstairs studio unit in a nondescript stucco building behind the house. The rooms were plainly furnished, but painted screaming pink throughout. The carpet was voluptuous mauve cabbage roses, and the bathroom was a deep burgundy color. The sink, the shower tile, the commode, all a somber burgundy. She stared in the mirror, aghast. The lighting made her skin sallow. She was 3 weeks early, and the campus was nearly deserted. At first glance, Stanford was a pleasant park, all manicured greenery and earth tones, but as she wandered past the imposing Hoover Tower and along the arcades of the sandstone buildings around the main quad, she felt as though she had stumbled upon a hidden ancient kingdom. The tall palm trees, with their bushy tops, seemed to have blown in from the tropics. She had not expected the campus to be so large and quiet and leafy. The giant oak trees splayed their limbs like lazy gymnasts. She saw trees that might have been redwoods. It was a grand and lonesome place, but she wasn't afraid of being alone. She was afraid of Ivor Winters, the prominent literary critic who would be her advisor. She had heard he was a curmudgeon and rationalist. What would he expect of her? She had made little progress on the reading list, 75 recommended books. She knew some of the obvious books, The Great Gatsby, Moby Dick, but she was sure that a more backward bumpkin had never crossed the threshold of almighty Stanford University. And then she gets a letter from home, from her mother in Hopewell, Kentucky. Dear Anne, glad to get your phone call and to know you're getting settled. I know you must be excited about all your new classes and your new apartment. That woman you rent from sounds like a character. That neighbor of ours who always keeps squirrel on the table brought us some squirrels she shot, and I had a time cleaning out the buckshot. Back in the summer, she kept wanting to get some Indian peaches off of us, and I told her, I'm sorry, but you come to a goat's house to get wool. We ain't had any Indian peaches in 10 years. Oh, what I'd give for an Indian peach right now. The only peaches I could get this year were wormy. Love, Mama. Anne has about 3 weeks by herself, and she is rather reluctant to get involved in California life, whatever that means. Often late at night, the couple next door began jiggling their bed frame, knocking it against the thin wall, grunting and sighing with it. She listened, wondering how married couples could sit and read before bed. How could they wait? The sounds made her grumpy. Anne had never really had a boyfriend, a relationship, that is. Although she wasn't without sexual dalliances, nobody she had ever cared about had said, I love you, or given her a gift. She had been lovelorn throughout college over a certain Thomas from her sophomore art history class, and had not gone steady with anyone since. In the mornings, when she heard the couple next door, their shower was like the sound of time whizzing by. Anne becomes friendly with a woman downstairs, a psychology major. Classes have started, and Anne is making a few friends. Bob Dylan was singing like a Rolling Stone on the radio. LBJ had ordered 5,000 more troops to Vietnam. The day was cloudy and warm. There had been no rain since Anne's arrival in California. Pixie brought Anne a brownie and a cocktail napkin. The brownie was round and tiny, like a Swedish meatball. It's good for you, she said. She had brought one for herself in a separate napkin. Anne turned off the radio and set her Dylan album on the stereo. Dylan sang incomprehensibly while they watched flickering candles Pixie had brought. Her new beetle hairdo looked raw. Some curly tufts wouldn't lie flat, and sprigs stuck out over her ears. I think Sanjay is used to long hair on women, said Pixie. Just my luck. I'm always on the wrong train. But he probably thinks short hair is alluring, said Anne. The girl from my Oming probably has short hair. I've seen her, Pixie said. Long, blonde, straight, face like an apple pie. She probably irons her hair. The taste and texture of the brownie were exaggerated, too rich to eat quickly. Anne nibbled at it. The Dylan album played loudly, strange and nasal wailing, like a preacher on a street corner addressing passers-by. The music was both whiny and vigorous, a sort of contradiction. Anne stared at the candles, trying to count the flickerings. Is Dylan a poet, or merely a songster? What would I do with words like this in a graduate poetry class? What would Ivor Winters say? You're getting paranoid about that professor, Pixie said. Anne tried to explain. She was awkward in class, her memory stopping up when she was put on the spot. Then why are you at Stanford? Pixie said sharply. And Anne said, I won't have to get a job as long as I'm in school. That sounds like a draft deferment, Pixie said. Are you afraid of getting drafted? Anne wouldn't answer. She ate the rest of the brownie. It was chewy and unusual. What's in this brownie? It's crunchy, like cow feed. Oh, it's a Mary Jane brownie, my specialty. What? Oh, Anne, you're so naive. Pixie laughed, crunching her napkin in a brisk move. And for God's sake, Anne, everybody's screwing everybody. It doesn't matter. You don't have to feel guilty. Go on and get the pill. Isn't it against the law if you're not married? And Pixie said, just say you are, or will be next week. Random sex was slutty. Anne felt undone, flattened like the Wyoming girl's ironed hair. Thank you.
Hey, my name's Andrew. My band's called Englishman. Thanks for listening. I hope y'all are doing well, hanging in there, doing your best. Can you show me how to belong? Hide their poison under your tongue on a night so starry that it makes you sorry for the spell you're under is a cemetery. You can pierce the perilous skies, get the silver out of your eyes on a day so sunny when you saving honey, for the cold is coming and you can't eat money. I wasn't cut out for surfing your crowd, but I'll have to do. There isn't much room for one of our kind, and we still have two. Making my way through the scenery, I'll touch up paint as I go. I can blend into the greenery when you are star of the show. I don't wear a watch, maybe I should, so I can keep time. But I don't much care who chops the wood and who makes a dime. You're on a phone call with somebody, trying to make sure none of us dies. You pull the curtains of comedy, and I'll keep the light in my eyes, and then I'll get lost, I know it. Then I'll wander around like a dog, but I'll listen for your whistle in the fog. I wasn't cut out for warming them up, but I'll have to do. This mystery keeps a bag on my head, and you got a clue. Shooting my way through the gallery, I'll keep my eye open wide. Maybe I'll win you an animal, maybe you'll see that I tried, and then I'll get lost. my skill is hoping, and I'll keep on coping. Fat, bone, and gristle till that high, lonesome whistle in the fall. I wasn't cut out for surfing your crowd, but I'll have to do. There isn't much room for one of our kind, and we still have two. Got off the open road, got that light out of my face. All the green's so slow, I like to die at a pace. Supper's in the trees, and these mosquitoes on my arm, I can almost love them that mean to do me harm. Well, it's ragged at the edges, and the middle's sweet, maybe worth it all. Belly full of sleep, every star's up in the leaves. When this field's on fire, I can't tell my knees. Supper's in the creek, there's enough to go around. I can almost love them that mean to grind me down. There's death in all this living, but I ain't yet been beat, not hardly. Oh, it might not sound like much to you, but Lord, this place will make you something else. Lit up Marble Creek, through the bones, through the weeds, where those slabs fan out, everybody making seeds. Supper's in the mud, come a flood, come a drought, I can almost hear them that mean to drown me out. Or there's just one crop each year, I know, and does it feel like the very last one? I'd hate to leave you early, but if I do, leave a light on. I'll see you soon. gonna wash up in the sink on the way to class. I feel like everyone else, but I wanna pass. Old cloth on my frame, I was a careless moth till I found my flame. On my way home, the lights flickering on my easy streets, driving me crazy. All kind of shavings in my hair, it's like I slept outside, one leg at a time, shake off my pride. New moons on my face, they're just blank cartoons in a serious place. You beat the house, they storm your beach, their promised land just barely out of reach. All these growing pains are gonna make us cry. What a shame you and me have to say goodbye. Oh, it all makes sense unless nothing does. Until the mail piles up, there's so much to say. I try to keep it to myself, but I won't today. Don't y'all get lost in my lucky charms. They're your tattoos, but they sting my arms. It's not too soon to grieve. Just let me pack my things before you leave.
Thanks to Kentucky Natural Lands Trust for letting me play some songs. I miss seeing everybody, and maybe I'll see you all next year. This will be my last one.
There's a corner of the kitchen that we give them to the wild things. We invite them in to be killed. Spirits on the wind, blowing out of our blameless kin. On the patches of the map where we trap all the wild things. Highways drawn around, flames and smoke. Spirits on the wind, my regrets to our blameless kin. I'm sorry for your loss, I worry that it's mine. I can't bear to know the cost, I just want to feel fine. About the pockets of our city being tended by the wild things, or they see so much go unseen. Spirits on the wind, Turn me back to my nameless kin, and away from the lie we've been telling that we're different than all the wild things. Bunch of talking dogs wearing clothes, spirits on the wind, my best to our blameless kin. I'm sorry for your loss, I worry that it's mine. I can't bear to know the cost, I just want to feel fine. Heaven and earth on fire around us. We've lost so much, but there's still so much to lose. In that corner of the kitchen I killed another wild thing. Pick her body up, hang my head, take it way out back, say I'm sorry and open up the trap. I'm sorry for your loss, I worry that it's mine. I can't bear to know the cost, I just want to feel fine. Thanks a lot. Have a good night, y'all.